Hey, what's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here and welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with a new short movie. The name of this short movie is What If Naruto, a Monster Unleashed. And yeah guys, it is an unscripted short movie and my own idea. Now before continuing this, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel and follow me on my Meta What If channel as well if you haven't done so already. And today I'm gonna set an aim for the likes. So let's aim for 15 likes on this video. I hope we can cross that. Anyways, enough said. Without any further ado, let's begin with our today's short movie. Our story begins 13 years after the Kyuubi attack in Konoha Gakure no Sato's Shinobi Academy, in which the next generation of both shinobis and konoichis were being prepared. Today was the graduation exam, and most of the genins have passed, getting their headbands, officially being recognized as genins. While some of them have failed, while most of them were being consoled by a family member or by their parents, we see one of them was seated on a swing in the play area of the academy and was watching everyone with a sad expression on his face. This was Naruto Uzumaki, the 13-year-old resident prankster from hell of Konoha, the being that was hated by its own people because he was an outcast. As now we see a shadow appeared covering Naruto. As Naruto looked up, only to find that it was his sensei. Oh, hey sensei. Is something you want from me? Yes, Naruto. I have seen how you have worked hard over the course of a year and how much you wanted to graduate. I tried to make Iruka see that it was only one jutsu that you're not good at. That doesn't mean that you're not good at other things. Thanks, Mizuki-sensei. Now you don't need to thank me. Hey, say Naruto, how would you like to become a shinobi? Because you see, there is a secret test. I don't know if I should tell you this, but if you're willing to take the risk, you might become a shinobi and maybe the rookie of the year. Wait, what? Said Naruto as his eyes widened. As Mizuki pointed a finger to his lips. Shh, quiet down, Naruto. It is a secret one. If others find out that I'm giving you this test, then you already failed. Oh, sorry about that. So what is the test, Sensei? It's simple. All you have to go and do is take a scroll from the Hokage office and bring it to me at a designated place. If you are able to do that within tonight time, you pass and will be recognized as the Rookie of the Year as well as a Genin. Don't you want to prove everyone wrong? Yeah, I do. Then this is your chance. Now, I'm not forcing you or anything. I mean, I understand if you want to repeat an year or so, yeah, I completely understand. No, I will do that. Where and when to meet, and which scroll should I pick? As Mizuki smiled, and after explaining to Naruto, he watched Naruto dash away, happily, as he watched with a smirk forming on his face. Well, that was easier than I imagined. And so, he went, and now the waiting game begins. It was night time, and Hiruzen Sarutobi has just came out of his office washroom after doing his business. As he was wiping his hands, we see that he saw that the window was opened. Did I leave the window open? And that is when he realized that someone was in. As he looked behind, he had a deadpan expression on his face that turned into a narrowed gaze. Naruto, wait. Why do you have the scroll of ceilings behind your back? Do you know that? But before Hiruzen could finish, Naruto, who was already panicked, used his created jutsu. The sexy no jutsu that turned him into a girl, which private part was covered in mist clouds, causing Hiruzen to have a nosebleed and pass out. As Naruto, seeing this as his chance, deactivated the jutsu and bolted from the window. Within a few seconds, Hiruzen, gaining his composure, stood up straight. Naruto? Oh, god damn it, not one of his pranks again. As he gathered Anbus instantly, as well as the shinobis. All of them being gathered there, once informed of what has happened, were enraged. This has gone too far, Hokage-sama. You can't allow this to happen. The boy has made mockery out of us all. It's time we teach him a lesson. No. It is up to me to decide what is needed to be done with the boy. Naruto wouldn't do this. Heck, he wouldn't even know what the scroll is. And that is why it is more dangerous for him to have that. I completely understand what you're trying to tell. But I want you to only go and grab Naruto and the scroll. Leave the rest to me. Now leave! And so all of them dispersed. In the meanwhile, Naruto had reached the rendezvous point, which was in the midst of the forest of death, at a huge tree, on a branch of which Naruto was seated. Opening the scroll, he was going through the list of very secret jutsus. Oh, these are quite amazing. No wonder Gigi wanted it back. Hey look, there is a clone jutsu here. Shadow clone jutsu? As Naruto was memorizing the hand seals, he was able to do that and then move to the next one. Is that the fourth Hokage's jutsu? But at that moment, someone arrived from behind him and grabbed him while another one arrived in front and took the scroll and sealed it away. Both of them wore the Anbu masks and looked enraged. Do you know how much trouble you're in, kid? Huh? Sorry, but I was doing a... But before Naruto could finish, a third one arrived and slammed his fist into Naruto's guts, causing Naruto to literally wheeze as the breath was taken out of his lungs. His eyes almost rolled back into his skull. As now we see, the other two Anbus looked at him. What the hell do you think you're doing? We were told to bring him back. He deserves this. Don't you guys agree? He has made a mockery out of us, painting our uniforms in pink with sparkles. We have been mocked in front of our people. I can't let this demon just do whatever he pleases. You're right. Nobody is here. And what followed suit was the three Anbus ganging up on Naruto and beating him to a bloody pulp. And at that moment, we see Mizuki, who had arrived, was hiding. God damn it! They had to go and find him first. Now I must wait and watch. Maybe even abort the mission. As suddenly one of them he heard and said, "Lift up his shirt. I'm gonna fuck up the seal." What? Are you insane? Said the other one. In this way he will only feel the pain, nothing serious. I bought this from a Fuinjutsu master in the Iron Country. He told me that if you want to cause pain, eternal suffering to someone, use this seal. And so, the seal was placed, which was unnamed and unheard of, onto that seal matrix on Naruto's stomach. As Naruto was already bleeding from his mouth and looked quite unconscious, half awake, half not. And at that moment, a voice was heard. It was Iruka Omino's, Naruto-sensei. What the hell do you think you're doing? Are you insane? Beating up on a kid. Okage-sama himself mentioned not to beat him nor hurt him. Stay out of this, Chunin. It doesn't concern you. We're delivering some justice that is well deserved. As that is when we see Mizuki taking his chance arrived. Who are you? I'm another Chunin, sir, and I have been the one of the senses of the boy. Mizuki, what are you doing here? Same as you. Searching for him. Until these Anbus find him. As Naruto, in the meantime, something happened to him. Naruto let out a scream before anything could happen. A suddenly huge amount of dark orange reddish chakra was released, which turned into a black one. As suddenly, Naruto's body was being absorbed by a shadowy chakra. As Naruto was continuously screaming, that turned into a roar of a Kyuubi that reminded them of what happened 13 years ago. As every one of them backed off, what the hell is going on? What did you do? Said Iruka. I don't know. The man said that the seal would only cause pain. As after that, what happened was, once the chakra died down, a claw in a humanoid hand stood forward. Naruto was in a cubified state, but instead of orangish dark reddish chakra, it was a black one. The bones of the Kyuubi structure was present on top of him, as Naruto's eyes were now white holes, as his mouth was like a rib in between. 9 tails were seen behind him, as Naruto let out a roar, and what followed suit was a blur. In an instant, the 3 Anbus were sliced into bits. Their guts, intestine, every one of theirs was spilled to the ground. And then the monster roared towards Mizuki, who tried to get away only for the monster to jump onto his shoulders and literally chomp his head from his body and throw it to the other side. It turned towards Iruka, who was frozen because of the trauma of the Kyuubi kicking in. The time when he saw his parents die. But that is when he remembered that something was done to Naruto. It was Naruto. "Naruto, stop!" yelled Iruka with closed eyes, only to wait for the inevitable, but nothing happened. As that is when we see Iruka, who was bending heavily, then saw Naruto holding back, looking towards him, as in a low growlish tone. The monster then said, "Sensei." As after that, Naruto's ear perked up, which was made out of chakra. "There! I heard something from there. The Kyuubi's chakra was leaking from there." As Hiruzen and the others arrived, Naruto, or that monster, roared towards them and looked towards Iruka before dashing away. What happened? Who was that thing? And why did it resemble the Kyuubi? That was Naruto. What? As every one of them was terrified. He did this? Kage-sama, he needs to. It was their fault, said Iruka. I have everything here, he said, pointing towards his skull to prove it. All I need is a Yamanaka to back me up. And so, Hiruzen, realizing that there was more to what has happened, immediately called for Inoichi Yamanaka and his assistants to look into, the mindscape of Iruka and tell what has happened, because that would be more beneficial. And what followed suit was Inoichi coming out of the mindscape of Iruka after what seemingly looked like an hour. And he was pale. Any news? Anything? Did you find anything? Said Hiruzen. Yes, I did. The boy was being beaten when Iruka arrived there. He questioned them why the Anbus were doing that, and they answered that it was because of the dishonor that the boy has done to them. Of course, it's always about honor with the Anbus and the Konoha. Then what happened? Then one of them tried to screw up with the seal and place something there. And when Iruka tried to stop him, he tried to order him around and placed it anyway. And that is when something happened. Great. Just great. This is all that we need right now. A monster letting loose, all because of our own mistakes. The Anbus are dead, and that Mizuki person is dead as well. Yes. He is dead as well. Thank you for your hard work. Come to the council meeting later. We have to call for the council, who are already waiting. Alright. And so now we see Hiruzen arrived with Inoichi to the council chamber, as Iruka was told to rest. And once they arrived there, we see Hiruzen, before being seated, was thrown rants as he was the one who let this happen and whatnot, until Hiruzen silenced them with his killer intent. Enough! Are you in some sort of bazaar or something? This is the council chamber. You would respect it as such. You are not little children who need to be taught. Understood? Yes. As for what has happened, it is unfortunate, but well-deserved. What? How can you say that? Hiruzen, said Homura. The three Anbus, they were trying to honor the Anbus by punishing Naruto for what he has done. And they placed, in doing so, a seal which the Anbu quote-unquote said was only there to cause him pain, eternal one. Caused this to happen. This is not good. That seal was made by the fourth Hokage and was made to place there to stop the Kyuubi, said Danzo. This is not good, Hiruzen. So you mean to say that the Kyuubi might have taken over the boy? And this caused the civilians to panic, literally shitting bricks. You have to do something. You can't let that monster just roam around freely. What if he comes back to kill us all? And who do you think would be the cause of that? And that silenced them when Hiruzen said that. I told you continuously. I told you, begged you all to let the boy be his own being. But no, you had to go each and every time behind my back just so you could torment the poor boy. I wouldn't be surprised if he is here to kill you all. But They are right, Hiruzen, said Danzo. We have to stop him. Not like this. What if he tries to, come back for revenge, or the QB, it finally gains control, then what? You're right about that, Danzo. So what do you suggest? A bingo book. What? What does a bingo book have to do with anything? An entry there, Hiruzen, come on. We place a bounty on him. For him to be brought alive, captured back. So we can try to do something with him. I need to contact Jiraiya. His spy network will be able to get something. We need to find him fast. And as for the bingo book, yes, I am leaving you in charge, Shikaku. What? Me? Yes, you. And don't you forget that he is your son's best friend. I understand. Is that it? You're not gonna do anything? No, civilian son. All I want you to go is go home and reflect and pray that he doesn't come hunting for you next. And after that threat was given, within a week or so, the bingo book entry was placed, and the image was drawn, created from Iruka's memory with the help of Inumichi, transferring that image to the mind of the artist. And so both of the images being placed there, the bounty was 100,000 ryus, a entry-level bounty, and it was explained that a whole team might be needed. As back at Konoha's office, after a week of this was happening, we see the new bingo book entry was being read by none other than Jiraiya himself, who slammed the book shut and rubbed the temple of his face. Seriously, what in the hell is wrong with this village? Each and every time I come back, there's a new sort of bullshit going on around here. I seriously need to think about retiring. You're not retiring, Jiraiya. Not as long as I am at the Hokage desk. I get that, you old man. So what now? How am I supposed to find a monster out there? A created one. We need his help. No. Not him. No chance. Sensei, you know this. That monster needs to be hunted. And for that to happen, we need to shake the hand with the devil himself. The only person with enough resources and knowledge how to stop him. Fine, but you do this on your own, at a neutral ground. Do you understand me, Jiraiya? Yes. Can't you seriously do this without him on your own spy network? Said Hiruzen as Jiraiya was about to leave. No. All they can do is report it back to me when the event has happened. In able to track him, we need his help. Even if he is a traitor, there is still some sort of, respect between us, I hope. And I'm gonna try to leverage that. And so, a letter through the help of toads was sent with the snake emblem on it. As 5 days later, we see in a secluded place, far away from Konoha and the Land of Fire, near the rice country, Jiraiya arrived, alone. As from the shadows walked out from behind the tree, Orochimaru himself. Isn't this a pleasant surprise? My old teammate and friend needing my help. Yes, not every day we see this happening, do we now, Orochimaru? Not every day, I believe. So, I believe it is because of your student's son that you have come to me. That much you are aware of, I presume. So you must already know why am I here. Of course. Follow me, and we will continue. Alright, and so, both of them arrived into his lair. One of them. Are you sure me coming here, knowing fully well, this is one of my lairs, Jiraiya? Do you honestly believe I will bring you to my main base? Fair enough. And so, there, on a whiteboard, was present Naruto's image, alongside with his new, cubified image from the bingo book. He is being called a monster from hell by the literal elemental nation. Everyone is afraid and closes their doors at evening and don't come out throughout the night, no matter how urgent it is. Some say they have heard his roars or screams or screeches like it's in agony. Some say that it is his rage that is manifesting. Where? And how did you know about this? My own resources, Jiraiya. Unlike your spy network, my resources are 24/7 active, and do not fear even the slightest of encounter. Because unlike you who recruit civilians and anyone, I recruit only shinobis. Whatever. So, where did you find him? Multiple places. Land of Waves? I heard that he killed Gato there after being fed by a boy named Inari. He's linked to the bridge builder who resides there, Tazuna. What? Why? I don't know why. Which means there is still hope for him to be saved, right? That may be true, Jiraiya, but who knows? The boy has been kind to him, and maybe he returned the kindness by freeing them from their curse, because Gato has been a tyrant there for quite a long time. He, alongside everyone else who was by his side, was eradicated in the most brutal fashion, the same way it happened in Konoha. Guts spilled out, bones cracked, and the most vicious and horrified expressions on their faces, with claw marks. So far he has only used his physical strength, it seems. Doesn't it, Orochimaru-sama? Said a glass-wearing assistant of Orochimaru. Yes, Kabuto. Wait, what? Think about it, he is the Kyuubi's Jinchuriki. He has only been using physical strength so far, not a single Kyuubi-fied strength, like its flames or the Bijutama. Right, it hasn't done that. Which means that the boy is not powerful enough yet or is refusing to use his full power. So that means that Naruto is still conscious within that. Yes, there is a chance, a big one. Where else he was seen? Takigakure, the whole village was wiped out just for the sake of a one girl, the Jinchuriki. This is not good. Not good at all, Orochimaru. I know. I have been tracking him down because he is quite a keen subject to study. That seal, whatever it was from a fraud. I tracked him down and asked some questions. Turns out that he just mixed up some pointer-to kanjis and created that seal. Seriously, our own Anbu's falling for that bullshit. I can't imagine and believe this. Wait till Sensei hears about this. Yes, him. Are you seriously still blaming him? Of course I will. That is not why we are here to cooperate, though, are we? Yes, no. Good, because that is what I'm not going to talk about. In the meanwhile, we see near the sand dunes, a being was literally dashing as fast as it could in the middle of the night through the sandstorm. It was Naruto, on his all fours, running like a cheetah, as its 9 tails, which were pitch black, flung behind him. The bone structure was still present there, as Naruto let out a roar, as a gust of smoke, full breath, came out of his face. As suddenly, Naruto came to a halt as one of his ears pricked up. As suddenly, there was an explosion nearby him which Naruto was able to dodge and land on all fours, roaring and growling at towards the figure. A huge white bird was seen flying up in the sky, as a yellowed, ponytail-haired man that jumped down. So this is the Kyuubi's Jinchuriki that has been causing rampage. He will make a vine puppet. A masterful one. Said another one emerging from the sand itself with red hair. Enough of you, Sasori. Remember, we're only here just to test how strong he is. And just to keep an eye on him. As the boy let out a roar in his monster form, and what followed suit was an attack. Obviously the two others fought, one with his puppets, the other one from far away, on his claybird, as Naruto was dashing, running as fast as he could, until he was pinned down by the puppets and the strings, as clay bombs were attached to him. Is that all? I would have imagined much more, as suddenly explosions erupted. But time to go to sleep. What do you think, Sasori, my man? Should we capture him and bring him back? No. We're here only for our task, and it's finished. As suddenly, the earth began to shake, as something happened. There was a blur, and next thing Deidara saw was Sasori being crushed to death, his puppets slumping down to the ground, as there was a claw that was impaling his chest into a cylinder in which his soul was trapped, releasing it, causing him to die. Shit. As Deidara was about to jump, suddenly the monster slammed both of his fists onto the sand and smirked a literal smirk forming there, as suddenly he looked beneath, but nothing happened, and looked to the sides as both claw-like hands in the form of dark chakra appeared, slamming into his side, causing him to splatter like a pancake, killing him instantly. As his clay bird exploded, seeing the huge explosions nearby Suna, the shinobis of the set village rushed there, only to find the dead bodies of two people with black cloaks in red cloud, killed brutally, as on the other side a monster that was crawling towards them, and even screeched before running away into the sand dunes. Is that? That was the monster that was released from Konoha. The Nine-Tails Jinchuriki that turned into that hideous thing. As they all gulped, we need to report this to Konoha. Fast. Is that the sorcery of the Red Sand? And soon the bodies were recovered and even identified, and in the next day, in the whole news of the Elemental Nation, it was published, with the image of the monster alongside with the dead body images, as everyone who read it was shaken to the core. Back in Konoha even, we see Hiruzen alongside with the elders was seated when he was looking at the paper. This is not good, Hiruzen. What is Jiraiya doing? The boy was seen in Suna. He has been everywhere, running continuously, God knows where and why. And what he has done? Killing those two. I doubt that the organization would sit this one out. They would want revenge. Then let them, said Danzo. What? Are you insane? No. This is a gamble, a big one. But if they are able to contain, we might be able to get the boy and pay them the money that they need. That is right. You're right about this. We would be able to do that. As this was the conversation being held between the two elders in Konoha, back in Orochimaru's lair we see Kabuto arrive with the news. And after watching and reading it from the newspaper, Orochimaru cut it the piece and pointed it on the piece of paper, completing his patron. What is that? It's a patron. Patron from what? It's an old theory of mine. I was able to find a document in which it was said the sage of the sixth path had created a patron in which all the 9 Bijus were present in their own circles connected to a bigger circle. But why would he complete that patron now? Simple. Simple what? Explain, Orochimaru. He's trying to gather all the Bijus. For what? For God knows what. But we soon will find out. As now we see, back into the sandstorm, Naruto had arrived in a cave that was far away. And there, the emblem of the one-tailed Shikaku was present. After touching it, as Black Chakra engulfed it, it activated, alongside all the other 8 ones in different parts of the Elemental Nation. And suddenly the pattern itself emerged into the sky. That was seen by everyone. Every Kage, every Shinobi, everyone. As back within the ruins of the Takigakure, we see the girl who still resided there in the forest heard, Chome, it's time, little one. I must depart. We must all become one. We have to stop what is coming. What is coming? You don't want to know. But Shinju is awakening. How? Because of the corruptness. And so now we see, far away into the moon, Kaguya Otsutsuki has finally completed her second plan, the one she after Zetsu was focusing on for more than thousands of years. She has finally formed a connection with the Garomazu, the Ten Tails, and has been slowly transferring her chakra, her consciousness into the Ten Tails husk for the past thousands of years, bit by bit, and so far, the last bit was finally coming to a closure, and she was rushing because she knew that the monster, the Nine Tails, have sensed it after being released, since it was the only free Biju right now, and was going to complete the failsafe of her son, Hagoromo. And so all the Bijus, in the meanwhile back on Earth, disappeared from their jinchurikis, regardless of being sealed there or not, causing them to weaken for a bit, but then to recover, as all of them emerged, and then was absorbed into the black monster that was present there, as it let out a roar. Another one. As suddenly, another tail plopped from behind, equivalent of the 10 tails itself, while on the other side, a similar being was transforming as cracks were forming on the Geromazu as Zetsu stood there. It's finally time, I guess. The failsafe has been activated, meaning that the mother would come here anytime soon. And so, she did. As the Geromazu cracked, instead of the monster, the woman was revealed with 10 tails patron behind her. It was Kaguya Otsutsuki, as her third eye with the Rinne Sharingan activated. My son, you have done a great job, but now you must fulfill your last duty to me. I understand, mother. Please accept my sacrifice, because you will be the little goddess. And so, Zetsu was turned into a fruit, a pitch black chakra fruit that was created from the will of Kaguya herself. And so, she consumed it, and then 2 more patrons appeared, like narrowed eyes with pitch black orbs in them, next to the Rinne Sharingan in the center of her forehead. It's complete. And then, ripping the dome off with her hand gesture, she flew into the air. In the meanwhile, the monster let out a roar, and then jumped as well, causing so much shockwaves to erupt that the whole earth and the temple that was behind them shattered. And what followed suit was both of them punching one another, sending them each flying back thousands of miles away. As Naruto slammed in his monster form mountains, we see Kaguya emerged instantly like a missile and hit him into the guts, causing him to spit out something as his lungs let out a huge gasp. But then another hand emerged from behind and punched her into the face, and 2 more appeared and grabbed her by both of her arms and began to punch her again and again and again as multiple small Bijudamas were charged and fired at her face again and again and again. The battle was devastating. Lightning crashed everywhere, and the impact was more than enough to send tornadoes and storms everywhere, while high magnitude earthquakes were happening. Both of them were equivalent as Naruto was being pushed back, while so was Kaguya. You think you, lawless, mindless beast, would be more than enough to stop me? We will stop you, Kaguya, said multiple voices from the monster's mouth as it let out a roar, as suddenly veins began to spread out its bodies, veins of different chakra sources, and then a huge Bijudama was gathered and fired before Kaguya could stop it. At her, she was trying her best to dodge, but it was so huge that even if she tried to dodge at her speed, half of her body was engulfed, and the Bijudama exploded far away, causing such a huge explosion in the sandstorm near Suna that the village itself shattered everything. The buildings formed cracks, the glasses shattered, and everyone in the elemental nation saw it. People began to pray. People began to beg of whatever it was to stop, but it didn't. The battle was raging on between the two, as Kaguya let out a roar of her own and then said, "You know who you're messing with? I am your creator. You're bound to come back to me. You're nothing more than lumps of chocolate that were extracted from me by my son." No, we're not. And then we see the battle continued, but Kaguya, with her intelligence, because she had battle experience, was beating the crap out of the monster that Naruto was, and then finally was able to overpower him. Stomping on his chest, we see cracks formed. As she was about to absorb, that is when she saw 2 of the spirits. "You, what are you 2 doing here? Mother, look around you. Please, enough destruction that has been caused already. Do not start the cycle again." "Me? You think I want this? You're the one who started this. They're nothing more than beings who deserve nothing. Deserves to be a servant." and yet you sided with them. As suddenly, Hagoromo shook his head. Then I apologize, mother, for this. For what? As her eyes widened, because at the palms were engraved two glowing symbols on Naruto's palm, the sun and the moon. Karma, said Naruto as he slammed both of the hands on the knee that was stomping him of Kaguya, causing Kaguya to scream in agony as she was the one losing all the chakra now. What are you doing? I realized that the next time you break free from the seal, I won't be able to seal you again. Nobody would. So I prepared a different sort of one. The one that will strip you away from your chakra, and then will turn you into a stone, mother. It will keep you safe. My children will. You call them children? They're nothing more than pieces of chakra. Our servants. I am your mother, Hagoromo. How can you do this to me? How can you do this to yourself, mother? I tried. We did. But you just were too self-centered. As in the end, Kaguya felt like she was turning into an old hag, turning almost a skeleton look-alike, before she began to turn into stone as the monster got out, and then picked up the statue and placed it somewhere safe, sealing it away. As that is when something happened. The sage and the other brother of his, Homura, stood there. Father, I'm sorry, my children, but all I can do for you is ease the pain. You, thanks to that corrupted seal, are stuck like this. The boy within you is innocent. Don't harm him, even you, Kurama. I know he was your Jinchuriki, but he didn't have any say in this. As suddenly, for a moment, there was a flicker of blue eyes in that face. Thank you, said the boy before it returned back to the hollow orbs. Don't worry, Naruto. You will be safe, just like how your parents wanted. As after that, within that monster that was now the home of all the Bijus in Naruto, as it roamed around, Naruto was standing in the same circle, the pattern that activated the failsafe, as the Bijus were in their own. As the sage arrived there, what do you mean, my father and mother? You know them? Kurama knows them as well. Your mother was my previous Jinchuriki kid. Your father was the one who sealed me within you. Why? Because they believed in you. Kurama was in not a mental state. Rightfully so, because he had been sealed against his will for more than hundreds of years and used by the Uchiha clan twice, so he was bound to be pissed. You see. So that is why. And so, now we see as the monster dashed away, something happened. What is that? Akatsuki, said the sage. You mean the same people that tried to attack us in the nearby Suna before? Yes, as they all surrounded him. You have caused enough troubles for us. You think we will just let you run away after what you have done, foiling our plan? You will pay for what you have done, Uzumaki. As the monster let out a roar, and what followed suit was a battle, a one-sided one, but much more faster than the Pain and the cubified Naruto at the Pain arc. Not even Pain could match him, and in the end, all of them were defeated and brutally killed, without anyone being spared. Even the immortals like Hidan and Kakasu were shocked they were being killed this easily. And after that brutal deaths, the dead bodies were recovered and found, while the monsters still continued to run away. It caused so much fear amongst them that people believed that all that they have seen and happened was because of that, and so a Kage summit was happening. Hiruzen had to make a tough choice, and so he did. Alright, we will form an alliance. Not to stop him, but to make sure that he doesn't do this again. Whatever has happened was our fault, so we would be at the front lines. And so, the Shinobi Alliance was formed. For the peace, or so they thought, to stop Naruto. And the Bijus found out, and so did Naruto. Naruto, who was now left alone there after all the knowledge, then said, "What do you think, guys? What should we do?" "Simple. We should all kill them," said Shikaku. "Not kill them all. Please, enough of the killing, Shikaku. There's only harm those that are necessary to be harmed, and enough of those that they won't mess with us again." 20,000 people were gathered in the alliance forces. 10,000 of them were left with broken bones and bodies. Other 5,000 were left traumatized. Those 5,000 who were watching this were so scared that they outright ran from the field, leaving the Kages. As Hiruzen Sarutobi, who was watching this all, then said, "Naruto, please stop! Don't you see what you're doing?" As suddenly the face that was covered under a skeletal figure of the Kyuubi then appeared in the form of Naruto, who stood on his toes again, while being still covered by black chakra. "I'm sorry, Gigi, but I know the whole truth now. It would be best if you just leave us alone. We don't want to cause any trouble. We just want to stay away now. Because what we wanted to do is already being done. You all are safe. Just let us be. You think we would let you? You have our Bijus, our property. They were never the property of yours. Lost them yourself." And one by one the Bijus appeared and set them to their faces, stunning them all, before Naruto returned back again. I say this for all of us. It would be wise to just let us live on our own terms, far away from here. Forget about me, Gigi. My only parents are dead for a long time. Think of me as dead as well. And so Naruto turned again as the monster appeared, roaring before beginning to bolt on all fours far away. People of Elemental Nation from then on vowed that they would never cross the monster. The area he ran towards was left as it is. Nobody dared to venture there because they knew the death and destruction that was caused by this monster that was unleashed was far too much, and if anyone goes behind him, the price would be too heavy to pay. So they left him as it was, vowing to never mess with him ever again. In the meanwhile, peace was ensued everywhere. All the while, as Jiraiya and Orochimaru still continued to take tracks of him, because he was a study of case that needed to be studied by both of them, causing them both to grow close and the misunderstandings to resolve as well. As this is where I will be leaving this short movie off, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, and follow me on my Meta What If channel as well. As this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing off for the day. Peace.